1. When designing curriculum for the online literacy and numeracy assessment test, which principle of adult learning emphasizes connecting test content to real-world applications? A. Abstract theory building. E. Experiential relevance. C. Passive knowledge transfer. D. Instructor-led dominance. 2. A facilitator notices that learners struggle with interpreting graphical data in numeracy tasks. Which evaluation method best identifies the root cause? A. Summative assessment. B. Diagnostic assessment. C. Peer review feedback. D. Random sampling. 3. Which of the following communication strategies is most effective when providing online feedback on literacy performance to adult learners? A. Use only numerical scores. B. Deliver feedback in impersonal, technical terms. C. Provide specific, constructive comments with examples. D. Avoid mentioning learner weaknesses. 4. In mentoring learners preparing for the online literacy and numeracy assessment, what technique fosters self-efficacy most effectively? A. Directly giving solutions. B. Encouraging reflection on problem-solving approaches. C. Reducing task complexity by half. D. Minimizing feedback to avoid discouragement. 5. A regulatory compliance concern arises when literacy assessment items are not accessible to visually impaired learners. Which principle addresses this? A. Universal design for learning. B. Standardized test length. C. Multiple choice only assessment. D. Instructor discretion. 6. During evaluation, a learner consistently misinterprets numeracy word problems. Which curriculum development adjustment best addresses this? A. Eliminate word problems entirely. E. Add visual aids and contextual examples. C. Increase test duration. D. Reduce question difficulty. 7. Which adult learning principle is most aligned with providing multiple solution pathways in numeracy tasks? A. Rote memorization. B. Andragogy's need for autonomy. C. Teacher-centered control. D. Standardization. 8. A test facilitator notices declining performance trends in online literacy comprehension scores. What is the first step in evaluation methods? A. Punish learners for low results. B. Analyze test design and item clarity. C. Lower the passing threshold. D. Extend testing hours. 9. When developing numeracy assessment items, which principle ensures fairness across diverse adult learners? A. Reliance on cultural idioms. B. Context-neutral problem framing. C. High reliance on jargon. D. Exclusion of data interpretation tasks. 10. Which communication method best reduces learner anxiety during online test instructions? A. Long technical manuals. B. Short, clear directions with supportive tone. C. Complex diagrams without explanation. D. Silence until the test begins. 11. A mentor observes that learners disengage during literacy preparation sessions. Which adult learning approach should be prioritized? A. Emphasis on memorization drills. B. Connection to learners' personal experiences. C. Sole reliance on automated modules. D. One-way lecture-style delivery. 12. Which of the following evaluation methods provides immediate insights into learner numeracy reasoning during online testing? A. Pre-test survey. B. Real-time analytics and adaptive feedback. C. Post-exam statistical reports only. D. External examiner review. 13. A curriculum developer must align literacy test content with workplace needs. This reflects which principle? A. Constructive alignment. B. Randomized testing. C. Single skill isolation. D. Non-contextual assessment. 14. Which mentoring technique encourages adult learners to take ownership of their test preparation? A. Imposing rigid schedules without flexibility. B. Setting collaborative goal plans. C. Withholding resources to increase independence. D. Limiting discussion to scores only. 15. A regulatory audit finds numeracy test questions exceeding time allocation guidelines. This highlights a breach in A. Learner motivation. B. Compliance with standardized testing protocols. C. Mentor responsibility. D. Adult learning engagement. 16. In literacy assessment, which question type best evaluates higher-order critical thinking? A. True-false recognition. B. Multiple-choice vocabulary recall. C. Short answer analysis of arguments. D. Copying definitions. 17. Which adult learning strategy ensures effective engagement in online numeracy preparation? A. Interactive problem-solving activities. B. Passive video lectures. C. Silent reading without feedback. D. Memorization-only flashcards. 18. When designing evaluation rubrics for literacy essays, which factor ensures consistency? A. Clear, measurable performance criteria. B. Subjective instructor interpretation. C. Vague holistic impressions. D. Peer voting. 19. Which communication barrier most affects online learners in the assessment environment? A. Concise messaging. B. Delays in instructor feedback. C. Structured instructions. D. Accessible support channels. 20. A learner demonstrates anxiety in test simulations. Which mentoring approach is most effective? A. Encourage test-taking strategies and stress management. B. Ignore emotional responses. C. Focus only on test deadlines. D. Reduce all feedback to avoid conflict. 21. Which principle guides the fair inclusion of numeracy items involving cultural references? A. Cultural bias neutrality. B. Increased complexity. C. Exclusive jargon use. D. Narrow context alignment. 22. A facilitator modifies assessment design after reviewing learner analytics. This demonstrates A. Formative evaluation use. B. Summative-only evaluation. C. Learner neglect. D. Compliance violation. 23. Which mentoring feedback style best supports literacy improvement for adults? A. Immediate, personalized, and encouraging. B. Critical, without explanation. C. Delayed until final testing. D. Focused only on failures. 24. During curriculum development, which step ensures numeracy assessments meet regulatory standards? A. Alignment with approved competency frameworks. B. Independent item creation without reference. C. Ignoring accessibility requirements. D. Overemphasis on rote drills. 25. Which communication technique best enhances adult learners' retention in online literacy modules? A. Storytelling with relatable examples. B. Long theoretical monologues. C. Heavy use of technical jargon. D. Memorization-only tasks. 26. A learner consistently underperforms on numeracy graph interpretation. Which mentoring intervention is most suitable? A. Provide guided practice with real-life datasets. B. Reduce graph-based items completely. C. Ignore the issue. E. Increase workload unrelated to graphs. 27. Which evaluation method ensures online test items remain valid and reliable over time? A. Continuous item analysis and revision. B. One-time review only. C. Random guessing checks. D. Ignoring learner feedback. 28. Which adult learning principle is emphasized when literacy assessments allow learners to choose topics of interest? A. Learner autonomy. B. Instructor authority. C. Passive compliance. D. Knowledge isolation. 29. A mentor uses questioning techniques to guide learners to self-discover problem-solving strategies. This reflects A. Socratic mentoring. B. Didactic teaching. C. Lecture-only style. D. Silent observation. 30. When test instructions are unclear, which regulatory principle is compromised? A. Transparency and fairness. B. Learner autonomy. C. Mentor discretion. D. Cultural bias neutrality. 31. In curriculum designed for numeracy, what ensures alignment between learning activities and assessment outcomes? A. Constructive alignment model. B. Random activity selection. C. Reliance on memorization. D. Omission of learning objectives. 32. Which communication tool is most effective for online learners with limited literacy proficiency? A. Plain language instructions with visuals. B. Complex policy manuals. C. Dense theoretical explanations. D. Audio-only recordings without support. 33. Which mentoring strategy best addresses learner motivation challenges in online assessment preparation? A. Recognizing progress with positive reinforcement. B. Ignoring achievements until final results. C. Applying punitive measures for low scores. D. Avoiding discussion of learner goals.